bat. Today we're talking about dyads, and we're going to create some voicings, some harmony. We might improvise with them a little bit also, but we're going to focus on harmony and voicings and kind of 2/5, 2/5-1 action. We might apply this to Autumn Leaves and get into some of the ideas we were discussing yesterday. Basically, this whole week's daily lessons have been centered around this tritone sub idea, the major triad tension 2. It's all kind of been one theme. So this is going to be built on that, but we're just going to be more advanced about it. We're going to take the triad +1 idea, the major triad with its tension 2, and we're going to create dyads. Okay, dyads are when we play 2 notes. So we're dealing with the triad and a 4th note, a tension note, but we're going to break this down into little 2-note groupings to be a little bit more impressionistic about it. Right? We're just going to imply things a little more subtly and create a little bit more of a unique sound than you would expect to hear in a standard jazz guitar setting. Daniel, what's up, man? Great to see you. So let's break down this basic 2/5 first. In fact, before we do that, let's just quickly recap for anyone who's watching this who didn't go through the whole week with us. Major triad plus tension 2. So for example, C major triad, C, E, G, and then we're adding tension 2 is the D note. Okay? This is related to an arpeggio, but it's not the same exact thing as a arpeggio. Gary, what's up, man? Glad you could join us. We can play it as an arpeggio. We can just ascend and descend. Right? But that's really kind of missing the purpose of what we're doing here. We want resolution and tension, stability and drama. Right, just a little bit of color. That's it. That's all we're looking for. Telmo, what's up, man? Glad you could join us. Okay, as soon as we bring that tension note in, that drama, we start getting phrases. Right? It doesn't sound like we're scale running, we're not noodling, we're not looking for any sounds, we're not arpeggiating anything, we're just implying tension and resolution, which gives us this sensation of sort of a diatonic area that we're playing around inside of. If we apply this C major triad tension 2 over a B flat 7 chord, the C note retains its melodic do-ness. It feels like melodic do, like the root note. That's C over a B flat 7 chord. Okay, so the C note, the 9 of B flat 7, is the most stable note we have in this particular sound. And this overlaps with Lydian dominant. It's not exactly Lydian dominant, we're only dealing with 4 notes, but we can add in chromaticism from here, we can add in leading tones. Okay. Scout, I see you just logged in. I've been thinking about my thumb a lot since yesterday, so I'm going to try and point it out every time I use it here. I don't know if you just heard it pop. It's a long story. That lower note that sounded like a flat 7. that's a B flat note in the melody over a B flat 7 chord, but the B flat note wants to pull up to the C note, again, because we're using a C major triad. That's our melodic triad right now. Okay, so what we know from this is that this idea of a Lydian dominant, we can create it by playing around with the triad built on the 2 of whatever our chord is. So if I want to create a B flat 7, a B flat Lydian dominant, I can use a C major triad. Okay. So let's tie this in with yesterday's lesson, and then we're going to move forward from there. Yesterday's lesson was about comping and how chords want to move. Specifically, we were looking at the tritone sub. So we might have A minor, like the opening to Autumn Leaves, we have A minor, D7, G, right? So the tritone sub, if you know your theory, instead of D7 would be A flat 7. That A flat 7 is a perfect place anytime we're dealing with a tritone dominant, a dominant that resolves down a half step. It's the perfect place to throw in this major triad built on the 2nd degree of that chord. D note on top, A minor. Looks like an A flat 7 sharp 11. It is, right? But in my mind, what I'm really looking at and thinking about is this B flat major triad. That's where this D note's coming from, the way I'm organizing things, which gives me more notes around it that really work beautifully in harmony with it. Resolving to G major. So that's what we're going to try and work out now today, but with dyads. I see a few of you have chimed in. Let me just check in real quick, make sure everything's going okay. Again, Facebook says there's 7 comments, but it's only showing me 4 at a time. So Tomas, good to see you, man. Scott, hey. Can you show how to land on tension note and make it sound good? I try to do that in every one of these lessons. Just keep sticking with it. I know you're brand new to the approach. Just keep listening, developing your ears, practicing it. We can talk more in the future because specifically today I want to get into dyads. We are having an open office hours this weekend. I haven't updated the underground dates yet, but we are having an open office hours. So come and hang and ask that question there where we can actually get into a conversation about it. Hey, Telmo, what's up, man? Any idea on how you could put these sessions and the PDFs available for watching later? Yes. First of all, this isn't supposed to be an open office hour, so I'm going to try and say this really quickly because I want to get back to the dyads. These are just meant to be like little snippets of little ideas here and there. Like they're not meant to replace the courses we have in the study group or on the website. That is like a deep dive into the process, the step-by-step, the grind, the mindset, like everything is laid out there. This is my attempt to just share little tidbits of info. It's very difficult to share a lot of stuff in a 30-minute video, right? Which is why the courses are like hours worth of video, and there's PDFs and there's all that kind of stuff, and there's multiple courses and a curriculum. But that said, there are some people in the study group who are not on Facebook who said they want to be watching these. So I'm working on an archive system. Hopefully it'll be ready this weekend, by the end of this weekend. So yes, you will have a way to do that. Miles, what's up, man? Great to see you. Michael, which quadratonic do you play for A flat 7? Yeah, A flat 7. Thank you for bringing me back to today's topic. A flat 7, we're going to build the triad from the 2nd degree of that chord, right? We call that T2. So instead of thinking 1, 3, 5, 7, A flat, we just just going to go up to the 2 of that chord, which is B flat, and I'm going to think major triad. And it's B flat, major, tension 2. Okay, so back to our dyads. At the moment, the PDF is not working yet. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this later, it should be up by now. For some reason, my website won't let me put it on. So for A minor, one of our easiest upper structure triads that we could play is C major tension 2. It gives us just a basic minor 7 chord. So the chord progression is A minor down to A flat 7, but the melodic progression is C major tension 2 down a whole step to B flat major tension 2. Because A minor is C major tension 2, and I just said a minute ago that A flat dominant, the Lydian dominant, is B flat major tension 2. So we're basically moving that quadratonic down a whole step. Does that make sense? So that's 2, 5, tritone. Okay, now how do we get our dyads? Because that's really what today's lesson is supposed to be about, creating voicings and harmony with dyads. We have 4 notes in the quadratonic. We're going to think just like stacking them up like a chord, and we're just going to take these 2 out. So we're just going to basically play every other note. Okay, no matter what note we start on, we skip the note below it and we play the next one down. So they're always spaced out. When we do this, we're never going to have these like crunchy kind of monk style half steps or whole steps. They're always going to be at least some type of third, at least. So let me show you the position, which will be in the PDF once it's available. Just quickly play through this. I'm just going to spell out the frets. 8th fret, 5th fret. Next string set, 8th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 5th fret, 2nd fret, 5th fret, 5th fret. I know I'm going fast. 2nd fret, 3rd fret. Okay, once the PDF's up, you'll be able to double check this. If you've been with me for a while and have messed around with this quadratonic, you might already know these shapes. Any of these, if we add an A note under it, will create the impression of an A minor 7. Okay, the 7's not fully present in all of the voicings. This is root 5th and 3rd. This is just an open A minor triad. But it's being implied. If we play any 2 sets of dyads, you've got the full chord here. Okay? The A flat dominant chord is the exact same, but everything's 2 frets down. And over an A flat. Scott, there's my thumb again. Can we play 2 or 3 dyads and then voice lead into the next chord? Right off the bat, that's just, to my ear, a perfect home run. we got a slow start, so I'm just jumping head first into this. That was the A section, Autumn Leaves, but opening up with this dyad movement. A, C major tension 2. And check out that voice leading. Miles, where you at, man? We got oblique motion on top. The C note doesn't move. And we got contrary motion in the lower two voices. The A moves down to A flat. And the E moves up to F. Any inversion of the dyad we start on, we can do this. This ended up being sort of an enclosure. I didn't do that on purpose, but sort of like starting up here, hopping down, and then voice leading up, even though one of the notes stayed put. The dyad, one of the notes did go up. Let's see if we can maintain that same movement pattern. Let's just start at the top of the position and just go through every inversion and see what they all give us. Leading that B flat note up to B natural. You don't necessarily need to. We could keep it as a major 7 sharp 9 chord and get really fancy. So I just played A minor, A flat 13 sharp 11 9. G major 7 sharp 9, and then I brought the B flat note back up to B. I don't know if you noticed that I played a C diminished. For those of you who've been through our Chords for Life course, you know that we can land on a C diminished to create tension, which will bring us to C major 7. Right? Diminished chords can kind of resolve wherever they want, but one of the lesser utilized diminished resolutions is the static root note. So C diminished resolving to C major. Getting into some pretty advanced harmonic movement here, but you can still take this opening section. So we can actually repeat the exact same thing, just down a whole step. Longer and recognize it, there's your liquid harmony. I'm turning this G chord into a dominant because it's moving to C major. So it just sounds a little cooler to my ear to just play it as a G dominant. Let's keep going down and seeing what we get. 7, 5, 5. Right, can you see how these are just all like a sequence of each other because it's the same two quadratonics, the same quadratonic a whole step apart. C major tension 2, B flat major tension 2. How about this one doesn't have too much movement, but it still works. That's actually pretty cool with the root note. Seventh, fifth, and then third, third. Let's keep going down. This was the one I think I found a minute ago. I love that. That's so nice. Like to me, this could become just a 2-5-1 harmonic riff. I might just take that and run that through the circle of fifths. Right? D minor, D flat, which is just a tritone. Say it looks like a D flat 6 chord, but technically this is dominant. It's the Lydian dominant, so that's the 13, not the 6. I'm just implying the sound of the flat 7 without actually stating it. Root 13. Third, right? The bass player might end up being playing G. There it is. So if the bass player is just walking a standard 2-5-1, D minor, G, C, that's the sound that the bass player and I are going to create together if I play this, because whether it's a tritone sub or not, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it kind of doesn't matter. Okay. If I had more time, I would just sit and move this whole thing all the way through the circle of fifths because it's a killer sound. I'm digging that. What if we start even lower? So instead of starting on 7th, 5th, now I'm going to start on 5th, 2nd to 5th, 5th. That's cool. I don't like it quite as much as the last one, but it's still pretty nice. Getting much heavier and darker and warmer as I move down through this position. Well, that's got miles. There's some really pretty oblique movement as I resolve the A flat to the G6. Right, that's 3-3, 4-2. What's the next one down? Oh, this is the last one in our position. Cool. 5th, 5th, 2nd, 3rd. Oh, that's tasty. 5th, 5th, 2nd, 3rd, 3rd, 3rd. this lesson's over and I have some time and I'm not rushing to get to the end, I'm going to take this through the circle of fifths, because this is such a cool way to play over a 2-5. A minor, either A flat, Lydian dominant, or D7, right? This works for either of them. It's basically an F minor triad, right? This is A flat, C, F. So I'm playing A minor to F minor to G major. A minor triad root position, F minor triad first inversion, G major. That's the bottom and top voice. Let me put it back in the original key so it's easier for you to follow this. The bottom voice is just descending half steps, and the top voice is ascending half steps. And the middle voice stays put and then resolves down a half step. I was trying to bring that middle voice out. This lesson went slightly different than I was kind of thinking it might, basically because the PDF wasn't available to you guys who are watching this live. Again, I will get it up, so just check the link at some point later today. I'll post it in the Facebook group once it's available. But Telmo, great to see you. Daniel, thanks, man. Michael, confirm the dyads. Yes, C major and B flat, both with tension too. So it's the same exact shapes that I'm using for each one. I'm just applying each one over a different chord. So the chord is moving down a half step, A minor down to A flat dominant. The quadratonic that I'm using is the same exact shapes, same exact everything, but it's moving down a whole step. Right? So one thing's moving, they're both moving in the same direction, but one thing's moving twice as far as the other thing. And I forget who it was that was asking about, just recently, about the tension flat 6 for this dominant chord. Yeah. Playing the dyads, you can add in the flat 6, the tension flat 6, as a passing note. descended down this quadratonic set of dyads. And then just resolved it to G major, 5-1. Did you catch it? I can't remember who was asking about that. Gary, thanks, man. Michael, what are the notes for each C dyad? C, D, E, and G. So every dyad is either a C and E note or a D and G note. Okay? C and E, D and G. C and E, D and G. C and E, D and G, C and E. Which is why if you play any two consecutive dyads, you're giving our ears the full sound of any given tonality. Right, I'm letting your ear hear over the sound of this A flat note, or over an A flat 7, the 13, sharp 11, 9, and third. You're getting all the juicy sweet spot notes with no fluff. If we play it with no harmony, it sounds kind of cheesy. Right, that's just vulnerable, bare melody. But put it over an A flat chord. Some pretty interesting sounds in here. Oh, Gary already answered it for me. Thanks, man. Thomas, do you think in hexatonic scales, fingering shapes or triad shapes? I'm starting at this point to begin exploring scale shapes with the hexatonic, the melodic triad 6-note bebop scale. But I do not recommend that you or pretty much anyone else in the group really worry about that. I think that the focus should be on, can you see your triad? Can you control it? Can you see all the available tension notes to you? And can you execute tension resolution? The scalar playing, to my understanding, to my approach, is once you're already making music. Like once you can see the triads and the shell voicings and manipulate them to play over tunes and create strong melody, that should be the focus. And then we can add things to that mix by mixing in more scalar type ideas. But if you jump straight for the scale ideas, you're missing the whole point of the tension note. Right? The tension note is meant to create humanity and emotion and drama. And if you jump over that by just memorizing visual positions, you're missing the whole point of music. Like think of any of your favorite, the most timeless, greatest, legendary musicians. They just had the ability to just pour emotions out of them, and that's what the tension notes offer us the ability to do, but only if we put in the time with the ear to isolate each one and explore it and learn how to control it. So the answer is a little bit yes. I do look at scale positions, but not in the beginning, and not 7-note diatonic scales. At this point, I'm working primarily just in the quadratonic. Then we can add a secondary tension note. We get the pentatonic. So those two I've been doing for years. Now I'm starting to get into the 6, 9, and 12-note melodic triad scales. But start with the 4, learn to control it, and then you can start dealing with the 5th note. And remember that even when you're only dealing with 4, quadratonic, you still have all 12 notes available to you. I wouldn't recommend you do that right away either. I would recommend you start just straight up with the triad in 1 note, but as soon as you can control these 4, we can add in the leading tones and the chromaticism, and then you've got the entire fretboard. Any note over any chord can work, but this has to be deeply rooted inside your ear first. Okay. Nick, yeah, no worries. I'm going to keep this up, and I'm going to get the PDF fixed so it'll be available to you guys. That's it for today. Enjoy the weekend. Light members, light and standard, we're doing quick open office hours tomorrow if any of you have any questions. Full study group members, I was about to say premium, but that's old school. We don't do that anymore. Full study group members, we have our first one not tomorrow, but on Sunday. I haven't updated the underground yet, but I have the dates for us. I'm going to do that today. We're going to hang out on Sunday, so if you guys have questions, if you want to go back over any of this stuff or just want to talk about anything else, I will be available. For now, happy practicing. Thanks for hanging. Hey YouTube, it's Jordan Clemens with NYC Jazz Guitar Master Classes and the Melodic Triads Study Group. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I have a ton of content coming out on YouTube this year. We've been doing daily jazz guitar lessons, so I'm going to be posting videos like this pretty much every day. So if you dug this and you want to follow me, subscribe and make sure that you turn on notifications so that you can watch more videos like this. Thanks again for watching. Hope to see you in the comment section. Hope to see you in the next video.